Okay, hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the regular Marmet Council meeting. This is Monday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Note, all council present except Council Walker, and Counselor is here, and Chief Brown is the department head. All the department heads are not present, one being excused for health, one being excused for incident they were in today, had to get cleaned up. This time, I'd like to, for those who can, stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Would you like to lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before you've had 3 sets of minutes sent to you. The first being April 19th of 2021 regular council meeting. Do we have any questions regarding those minutes? None being heard, we have motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Council McGee makes a motion. We have a second.
I'll make a second.
Council Long makes a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, we have before you April 20th, 2021 special council meeting minutes. Do we have any questions on those? None being heard, we have motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Council Gaines makes a motion to approve. To a second.
I'll make a second.
Second, Council Long. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next before you is the May 3rd, 2021 special council meeting. Have any questions on that? None being heard, we have motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Council McGee makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second, Council Long. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next before us, the finances have been emailed to us from Dave Fontalbert. He's not able to make it tonight. He's on out of town. I'm going to forward the discussion to the written part. Is there any questions or any comments on the report given?
I think you said in the email everything's looking good. So.
Yeah, we're financially we're very stable, so that's a good thing. Okay, that being heard, we have before us we have police department. We have report from where'd he go? He stepped out.
You walk out real quick. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to wait till the chief comes back. Jason Hawkins, just touch on with situation today. The public is really going to have to help us on this, and I've already requested him to do some get some public announcements and education. But when you put your trash out, we can't take propane bottles, propane tanks. There's just anything flammable. You just can't put it in your trash. And they had a little explosion down there today and set the dumpster on fire. No one was injured, but we need to get more information out to the public not to put those kind of things in the trash. And sorry.
Jason, we talked about it last time. Especially don't put them in trash bags if they don't know they're there, especially. Right?
Well, that's what I mean.
I know, but
That's how it gets to the dumpsters, through trash bags.
yeah, right. But
Yeah.
I didn't know if he said last time about if they would do something with them or still. I mean, today's a darn good example.
Yeah, just lay them.
Really bad.
Yeah,
really
just
bad. Worse.
lay that stuff beside your bags.
And
you
then
know,
I've also
spray paint cans, all of that.
want him to
Hairspray cans too.
to continue with proper training, and we need extra training on how to handle this type of situation and detection, and so it'd be forthcoming some training on that in the near future. The other we have Mary Polly's not able to make it tonight, but the dances have been doing really good. Actually, they've been over what they normally are. So that's a good thing for our recreation and elderly. Chief Bryan, are you ready for your report? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
again.
Battery. Battery.
You have them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Come prepared.
Yeah.
Well, they were left over from last time. It's not like I wouldn't jog across the road to get some of the house. There's
There you go.
No.
All over here.
Mr. Mayor, Madam Reporter, Mr. City Attorney, Creative John Prime, Duncan County Court, at 17. One, before I start, I'd like to take one moment to discuss National Police Week. Program very dear to my heart. Resolution, it actually, the first, May 15th, first Monday of that week, National Police Week. For those of you who know, it's created in 1962 by President Kennedy, signed into law. Police Memorial Day, calendar week of May 15th. Tribute to long service and sacrifice. Recognize those fallen heroes. This year, unfortunately, we have two popular passing. So, Mark Bluefield, Barrow, Marshall Bailey, and Jerry Jones, member of Charleston Police Department, built back in 2009. And there's a couple of folks there, John Janey from Putnam County, 1989.
There's nothing we can do to change it.
Have
Have to
For-
continue.
Yeah, just, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I know it's very, what you're talking, I didn't mean to be disrespectful, especially when you're talking about the officers. You can talk a little bit louder.
They can't hear you.
They can't hear you.
Online.
I know the mic's not working, but, and I especially didn't want to be disrespectful with you talking about the officers.
Just continue, Chief. Just talk as loud as you can. That's fine.
So again, there have been many local heroes just here in the valley, so recognizing that, law enforcement is a dangerous profession, and just here recently, we've had fallen heroes. Far back as 1973, and I always add this one because most people ask me, John McDowell, from Yale, Pennsylvania, who was my grandfather. Always included in this profession. It was quite the treat to have his put on memorial back in 2002. So that being said, this is also the time of the year where we try to recognize some of our long. The wall, why don't you come up here and stand for a count. This year, Marmac Police Department wants to recognize John Walls as Officer of the Year for our department. Congratulations to John Walls, who has been elected by the command staff of the Marmac Police Department as Officer of the Year for 2020. Officer Walls joined the Marmac Police Department in January of 2020. He also serves as a full-time paramedic for Putnam County Emergency Medical Services. Since joining the Marmac Police Department, Officer Walls has consistently performed at an outstanding level. I show you every week, every month, the statistics. And there is no doubt, no question, even if you look at yours today, Officer Walls is always consistently leading our productivity. The impact of the quality of his work is exceptionally reliable. Application of technical knowledge and skills goes beyond that which is expected of the position. John plans his work so that it follows the most logical and practical sequence. He recommends changes that improve the process. He demonstrates such expertise that he is frequently called upon by myself and others in this department to assist other officers and to train people in the field. He adapts quickly to new priorities without the long-term purpose of the work. Officer Walls handles interpersonal relationships with exceptional skill, anticipating and avoiding conflict. For these reasons, John, it's my pleasure to provide you with a plaque, Officer of the Year for Walls, recognized by the command staff, Department of unyielding commitment, selfless dedication, and tireless efforts that touched and changed countless people in our organization. We honor you. Commendable service and dedication as policeman of the year for 2020. Greatness.
Congratulations.
Wish we had more. Part-time officer. Okay, let's get back on the crime report. Kanawha County 911 system reported for the month of April. The Marquette Police Department dispatched 221 police calls. This is a 5% increase over the same period for April, which reported 7. The total volume of CAD calls received by the police department for the last calendar year was 3,000. This was 176 less calls, 6% decrease from the same period reported in 2000. Monthly trend line indicates a 19% decrease in CAD volume from March to last month, from March to April to May 2020. The 12-month CAD average is 250 calls per month. Those of you who are looking at it, it's kind of flatline down with our CAD. For report purposes, CAD activity was broken down at 3 primary calls: crime, traffic, and service. The greater majority is crime, 102 calls, 47%. Coming in second is traffic, 61 traffic calls, 27%. 57 calls for service. There were 16 NIBRS cases, which are those that have to be reported by statute to the FBI police. There were 7 arrests or citations issued. Last month, 2 possession and controlled substances, 2 warrants or cases, 1 individual fleeing police, 1 person brandishing a firearm, 1 endangerment. There were 46 cases opened by the department, 44 cases were closed. Traffic, 61 traffic calls with 56 traffic stops. 9 traffic citations issued, 16% of those were stopped. 4 disabled vehicles, 1 traffic detail. There were citations that were issued, expired registration 3, parking 2, speeding 2, no insurance 1, ratio of 2 moving to 7 non-moving, or a 1-to-4 ratio. Traffic. Service calls, 57 service calls, 14 details, 10 foot patrols, 9 wellness checks, 5 DVP services, 5 extra patrols, 4 emergency and fire, 3 overdoses, 2 lockouts, 2 911 hang-ups, 1 alarm residential, 1 animal complaint, 1 missing person. Significant incidents. April 6th, about 2:15 p.m., Marquette Police Department responded to a disturbance call, 9900 block of Avenue, involving a firearm. By way of investigation, police identified 63-year-old Karen Sue King, Karen Sue Bowling, as a perpetrator of monthly created risk, who created a substantial risk of death or serious bodily injury, brandished and threatened, caused a breach of the peace by pointing a .380 caliber target at a Marquette resident. King was charged with felony of wanton endangerment, firearms, like guilty the lesser charge. Marmet man cited for indecent exposure pursuant to Kanawha County 911 Police Dispatch Call Service, April 5th. Police responded to a disturbance in the area of Bill Wells Park involving a naked man who exposed to a woman and 4 minor female children. Oh, also by way of investigation, victim statement and personal objects. Police identified 65-year-old Charles Robert Jones. Jones was arrested on a warrant issued by Marmet Municipal Judge Thomas Strickland on April 7th. He pled not guilty to a personal crimes trial set. Lastly, Officer John Walls, while on patrol on April 20th this year, 9900 block of Corporal Avenue, traveling without headlights. During a field interview with the driver of the vehicle, Officer Walls smelled strong marijuana in the vehicle. Further investigation determined that a glass mason located in the vehicle several individual packages of plastic bags of marijuana. Total weight of this marijuana was 13 grams, divided in 4 bags. Also in this blue bag was a money bag that $1,395 currency, multiple denominations. 18-year-old Kane Martinez of Bell, West Virginia, placed on possession of offensive at the conclusion of this case, Marmet Police Department will make a request for cash property. Code enforcement. In the month of April, the town code enforcement officer drove response to 14 code violations. All complaints were reviewed and the case files open. 12 cases filed without code action, including violations, 2 junk cars were removed, securing property at the Stowe building, 98th Street, fences. The current year, there have been 60 total cases, 50 compliant, 10 non-compliant, 83% compliant rate, which is very, very good. Maximum compliance in our effort. Lastly, parking enforcement on California parking. The code enforcement officer received request for parking enforcement assistance from Cody Carver, property manager, swap capital owners. Now, currently, the apartment complex 46, available 48 rent, occupants. High volume of residents has created a parking dilemma at the complex. Code with inflation. Code enforcement officer 11 parking notices to vehicles. This registered trade condition. Slightly a little different because they're on private property. We have to issue letters unless the property. Any other questions? That's what I have for the month.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Officer Walls, thank you. I know I monitor you quite frequently, the whole police department. I hear you out there a lot, so I really appreciate what you do for the town. Okay, next we have on the agenda, we have a resolution approving the creation of a special fund for receipt of federal funds pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. In other words, for us to receive this money, we have to have a fund set up. Councilman McGee.
Yes, Ruth sent us an email, I believe last Monday, in relation to the American Rescue Plan. The letter was from the state auditor's office, which is in relation to that $570,000 that'll be coming down the road to Marmet. Special fund and bank account needs to be set up to receive that money. It cannot be commingled with anything else, so that's basically the meat of this resolution, is to set that up so we can be ready to receive. BJ, you want me to read it, or you want to read it, or?
I've got it. You wanna read it? What, more me? I'll read it.
Okay.
It don't matter. Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I'm the librarian. Sure. I read books for a living. All right.
a resolution of council pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act 2021, authorizing and creating a special fund for the receipt of federal funds. Whereas the United States Congress has recently passed the American Rescue Plan Act 2021 into law, and whereas pursuant to this act, the federal government has allocated funds to be distributed to local governments to be utilized in accordance with the act. And whereas the town of Marmet is required to create a special fund and bank account to receive, manage, and appropriate the much-needed funding. And whereas the state auditor's office has forwarded a memorandum to all local governments eligible to receive such funds, explaining the necessary actions to be taken by local governments in conformity with state and federal guidelines. And whereas the town of Marmet is desirous, all right, yeah, I'm dyslexic, give me a break, of complying with these requirements in order to receive and utilize these funds in the best interest of the town and its citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and the council for the town of Marmet that the executive and administrative officers are directed and authorized to create and maintain special budgetary fund and commensurate bank accounts for the receipt and management of these funds, and to take all necessary steps, including amending the levy and current fiscal year budget as necessary to effect these requirements. Be it further resolved that once this special revenue fund and account is created, the executive officers charged with creating said fund shall report the same to the council as soon as said actions are completed. This resolution shall be effective upon passage of the town council.
Do we have any discussion? We have to have public discussion. Do we have anything online?
Let me check.
And just so everybody will know, this money is not here yet. This is just an acceptance. So when the money comes out, and it'll be by specific guidelines, when it does.
Yeah, it'll be earmarked for, certain expenditures.
Do we have any council, comments?
There's a, in there, it's, I was thinking there was an online part of it, but there's some kind of seminar or something soon about,
Senator Manchin's having one at 9 a.m. at the Civic Center.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on Friday.
Friday.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping it'd be on, online or something, but apparently,
It probably will. They'll probably
yeah, but,
stream it.
I'm kind of supposed to be dealing with kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see any
Okay,
comments
no other
online.
comments being heard. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Council Long makes a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Second, Council Skeens. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. Resolution passes. Let's go and sign that.
I got to everybody
Yep, I'll
saying
sign yours.
stuff. That's it.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have an ordinance of council approving, adding credit card fees from company onto the credit card user. Recorder Spondell.
Here, I'm taking his.
With the company that our website is going to be going through, which is through they work with the state of West Virginia. We will be getting, which we've already got the scanners for. It's called West Virginia iPay, and it's a point-of-sale system that work with counties and local governments. And with this, we'll be able to start taking credit cards for fees, everything that we've been nice to been able to take them for years now. With this, the fees, the user fees that sometimes are incurred with using a credit card will be put onto the card holder instead of the town. And when this will create, we'll also have an account it'll go into before the money is even sent to us. That funds will actually be taken out first, so we will not even have to worry about paying them, sending them the funds back. of what their percentages and stuff would be. But, we have to have this ordinance, shall I read it?
Yes.
Okay. An ordinance of council creating, enacting, and approving Article 137.03 of the codified ordinances concerning payment of transaction fees by customer. Whereas the state of West Virginia has implemented the West Virginia iPay point-of-sale system for West Virginia counties and municipalities in order to accept credit card, debit card, and electronic check payments for over-the-counter and online transactions for the payment of taxes, fees, fines, and all debts due and owing to the local government. And whereas the town of Marmet is desirous of utilizing this system to streamline payment of all debts owed to the municipality and improve debt collecting efficiencies. Now therefore it be ordained by the council for the town of Marmet the following. Article 137.03, transaction fees to be paid by customer. All payments for taxes, fees, fines, court costs, and any other debts payable to the town of Marmet, whereas the payer elects to utilize either a credit card, debit card, or electronic check as a means of payment, shall be assessed transactional cost in the following amounts. Portal service, which would be the West Virginia iPay credit card or debit card. The merchant fee would be 2.2% of transaction amount. And then the West Virginia transaction fee would be $1 per transaction. For the West Virginia iPay electronic check, the merchant fee apparently is $0.
That's
Okay.
because it's non-applicable.
Yeah. But there would be a transaction fee of $1 per transaction. This amount will be in addition to all taxes, fees, fines, court costs, or any other debts due and owing the town. Be it further ordained that all articles, sections, and subsections of the codified ordinances of the town of Marmet, as revised, shall remain in full force and effect until further ordinance of this council.
Open up for public comment.
This is the first reading.
You have any council comment? None being heard, we have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Council McGee makes a motion, we have a second.
I'll make a second.
Second, Council Long, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right.
Okay, and just for folks that may not know how this works, you know, when you go to a merchant, and you give them your credit card, it's right there, it says first reading.
First reading.
Yeah. It says first reading. Right.
Okay. Dang it, I hate it when you're right.
Okay, but anyway, this, just defers the charge off of the city. So that way you're not getting, like if it's a $10 fee, the city's not getting less than $10. So it's a convenience for people to be able to use their card. Okay, next on the agenda, under new business, we have renewal of Mountaineer Computer Systems contract. Councilman McGee.
Yeah, this is another one from Ruth that she sent us last Monday. Our contract is up June 30th, but I know in the options it gives us in the contract, if we pay by May 31st, we get a 4% discount on the annual cost, which would be $2,856.
Yeah.
So if we agree to it, sign to it, we get that small discount, which is saving some money. But that's the gist of it. So.
Okay, do we have any comments? Scott, do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Council Long makes a motion, second Council Skeens, all in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, we have a rec building activity update. Councilman Thompson.
Mayor, you already spoke some on this, but I'm just giving everybody an update. We've got the rec building open back up, and it's being rented at least once a week by outside parties. And the dances have started back up, and they're doing probably better than ever. I think a lot of people are ready to get out and get back to a normal life as close as we can get anyway. And so that's all going really well at the moment. Just wanted to give council an update on that.
Okay, good deal. Any comments?
Also, too, Barry wanted me to remind folks that we are also opening up the rec center to allow people to come play basketball too.
Yeah.
I wanted just to get the,
Yeah, anybody's got any, children out there, it has been open this past week and, will continue to be at specified times for everybody to, and, I think the Zumba, line dancing, all that's gonna be resuming also.
yeah, the basketball, courting, it says on Monday and Wednesday from 4:30 to 6:30, and all you need to do is, and anybody wants to rent the rec center, just need to call Barry Polly.
And if you need to call down here at City Hall to get the number.
So there is Zumba and stuff like that now?
That will be coming, they'll get that fired up, all back
The reason
up.
I asked, is somebody was asking, online, they hadn't asked, pounds, site, but it was asking about that kind of stuff in the line dance.
Yeah,
Right.
So they're-
hopefully that should be
they're wanting it.
resuming, just get with Barry and he'll be able to fill you in. Okay, next we have approval of election worker alternate, Recorder Fontalbert.
Yeah, unfortunately, Francis, King, had to,
Decline.
thank you, words. We need, an election worker alternate. And, nomination, I nominate Barbara Miller. Anybody else?
I nominate, Sharon or Don Burnside. Mainly because they have experience for many elections. Anybody else have a nomination? If not, we'll take a vote on, Ms. Miller.
Thompson,
No.
Long,
Yes.
me, yes. Mayor,
No.
Haynes,
Yes.
McGee.
Yes.
All right, so that's 4 yeses, so Barbara Miller will be the alternate. You will also have to attend, election poll worker school.
Has she already been informed about it on?
She'd, told me that she was interested in being an alternate,
Okay.
so.
Is that the
And-
same split party-wise that we
It-
still
yeah,
required?
Ms. King was a, Democrat, and all three of these were actually, any of the three would have been fine. But, as well with, any of them, apparently if they aren't able to actually be there the day of, which the training is, Wednesday, if they're not able to be there, they can actually go down and they'll work with them and,
Make other arrangements with
Okay.
voters registration. Okay.
all right? So now we need, a new election commissioner. I think this should absolutely be somebody that is working, the day of the election. We already have Terry Barley, which she is a Republican, so we need somebody of another party. I actually, nominate, Lynn Bray. She is, non-party unaffiliated, and, she would, it's an opposite, there'd be no problem with that. Does anybody else have a nomination? No one else? All right, do I have a motion to make?
We need a motion to approve, Ms. Bray as, the election commissioner.
I'll make a motion.
Council Long makes a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second, Council McGee. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Next, we have on the, up on the agenda is a new garbage truck update. On what? My vote doesn't even need to be. We didn't do a roll call. Next, we have a new garbage truck, update, Councilman Thompson.
Yes, of course, with the incident we had today, some of this stuff is kind of becoming more urgent, but the trash truck, we've been working with the USDA to get a 15% discount on what is probably gonna be a $130,000 expense. You know, we have the money set aside, as far as I'm concerned, with, in the BTI account, you know, to do it. But, if we can save $20,000, I think it, you know, wouldn't be good to the citizens for us not to try to achieve that.
True.
But that being said, the trash truck's unsafe at the moment. If it's gonna take an extraordinarily amount of time, which this is just gonna carry over to the next council, so that being said,
How much damage was done, or do you even know yet to the?
I don't
There
know
was
that we
no-
had any
no
damage. It
damage
was
done.
just
It was
the
in a- it was
dumpster.
dumpster
It
contained.
was just all contained within the dumpster,
Okay,
but.
I'm just curious
yeah.
if anybody was hurt. I'm sorry to interrupt.
And, yeah, the main thing, we didn't have any, you know, anybody injured, and, you know, the procedure that we're doing, you know, we were using the backhoe to compact trash, which is, in my opinion, not a very good practice anyway. But, you know, the mayor named me the liaison over streets a couple, you know, a few months ago, and, during that time, and just evaluating everything, and, I put a directive down that, you know, everything that we have, as far as equipment, needed to be inspected and needed to be, safe and needed to be, you know, legal. Everything is legal at this point, but the trash truck, and, which, of course, we've got a plan in place to replace that. As we all know, sitting across this table, or down this table, government moves slow on things, and, but that's a $20,000 carrot out there in front of us, and, I think especially going into the end of this administration, going into the next, we need to wait and let that play out and see what happens. If something, you know, if things get worse or what have you, we'll revisit that. But, we did get a letter. There is correspondence going back and forth on this, and, we got a letter, from the, development office that said that, you know, our application was accepted. And they didn't say they're funding it, but they're just saying that we're, you know, that they're acknowledging it. And then we've had several, things that we've had to do, since the application hit. So there is a lot of activity going on with it, but, there's not any indication of a time frame though. So just want to give everybody an update. That is something that is being worked on, and, you know, we're trying to get that department caught up. You know, the beginning of our administration, we didn't have a lot of money to work with. And, but since then, you know, we bought a couple vehicles for the, street department. We bought the police department a police car, and so those things are improving. And, we've got the money earmarked to do this, trash truck, which is it's a need, not a want, and that's for sure. And, we're just trying to, save that money, with using the USDA, and, we'll just wait and see how it goes. If our status changes with our current equipment, we may have to revisit that, but as of right now, that's where we stand. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have questions on that or comments? Okay, none being heard, we'll move on to approve Myers Amusement contract for Labor Day. Brought that up. This is for Labor Day, Myers Amusement. And turn it over to Scott, if you want to give us an update on, is there anything different that, what we were discussed earlier?
About it. Contract from ours. His contract never any reference to insurance coverage county ability issues. A couple of contracts we back in 2016 were successful agreement. But the last year was in there involved in the issue, but he has a certificate of insurance, named the county on that. Third. That's the deal, just looking out. Agreement there, and do it. Insurance, anything would ever happen to go wrong.
Do we need proof of that before signing this? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pass that contingent on him giving insurance with the, he's done that in, I don't think we had it in 20.
No.
No.
Yeah, so he did it in 19 and 18.
Right.
16, I was able to get it in the contract.
Right.
And, okay, so do we have any questions regarding this? If not, we have a motion to approve based on contingency of certificate of insurance from Myers and also indemnification, which is meaning hold harmless, basically, is what that means.
Well, I mean, I think he'll use certificate of insurance to pay us for any further indemnification. Million.
And not to hold harmless?
Makes sense to me, but
That'd be up, if somebody wants to put that motion
I'll make a motion.
to include
Yes.
both parts of it?
Yes, and contingent, on him providing that, us approving that.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman McGee, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Can you make sure that that's communicated to him through Ruth or?
Yeah. So it's,
I'll leave you.
Yeah.
Hey, council, approve this contingent upon
These
the
items.
insurance, this recruiting, files,
so you'll send me that tomorrow?
Okay,
Thank you.
good deal. All right, next we have on the agenda, approve $3,000 to the Marmot Women's Club to replenish expenses paid during COVID closure to purchase a storage building. The Women's Club had, they lost a member, Miss Jean Ann, and they had funds that was donated for a new storage building, which they desperately need on the side of their building. But because of COVID, they didn't have any income of renters, and they had to use that fund to pay for expenses, insurance, utilities, so forth. My recommendation, if we could, help them out. We haven't helped them in the 4 years. They've had to have a lot done over there, and we haven't been able to help them at all. Now we have some of that COVID money. So, open floor up for discussion on that. Somebody like to put that in a motion?
I think it's easy. I make a motion to go ahead and do that. Mayor.
Yeah.
I did want to make one comment though, just for clarification. As long as, citizens understands that this is just a donation to a nonprofit, like we did Riverside
Correct.
for Project
Yeah,
Graduation.
they're a
Yeah.
501c.
C3, yeah,
yeah.
I know they got their status,
Yeah.
fixed, so, so yeah, I agree with it. I just wanted just to put that stipulation so people clearly understood that, we're, not, out here buying things for, businesses or things like that.
No, it's clearly a nonprofit.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, it's a donation for a nonprofit.
Yeah, and do a good job. So, Councilman Thompson, made the motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second, Councilman McGee. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next, we have, I just want to give you an update on Upper Canal Valley Recreation Plan. This is the Upper Canal Valley Recreation Plan. It goes all the way from Bell, clear around Montgomery, back to Marmet. It includes trailheads, hiking, boat dock here in Marmet that is being talked about. Again, this is a plan. It's a very, it's at a stage where it can be turned over to an engineer now for design. So this was approved. I've been on that committee for at least 2 years, and so we're getting somewhere forward on this. And I got this map here in booklet. If anybody wants to look at it after the meeting, they're welcome to. But I just want to give you an update that it is, or at least past that stage and going to the engineering phase.
So do they have even a wild idea of when any of this could possibly?
Well, if everything goes okay, I mean, so many ifs.
Oh, yeah.
But by the time the engineering study goes out, they go through that process. Before you see boots on the ground, you're probably still looking at another 4 years before, that could even happen.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be one of the longest trailheads in the West Virginia system, when it does go into
You got them
effect.
ready to capitalize
Yeah,
on that.
and for people that's not here at the meeting, if you just put in your search engine the Upper Canal Valley Recreation Plan, you could be able to view it all online as well. Yeah, that whole booklet's right there, because I went and looked at it myself. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work by a lot of people just to get that far, and I really appreciate all their efforts.
Yeah, our part's considered what, the southern zone, is it?
It's, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
The boat
So-
dock, the rim, South Rim Trail and the Lenz Creek Trail. And what you're not seeing in here, the last meeting I was at last week, we're trying to somehow connect Rush Creek into Kanawha State Forest, because Kanawha State Forest is just in our back door. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's just so much involved with land acquisitions and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's, it's a tough undertaking.
Yeah, so if you didn't want to view the whole document, if you just look on for the south portion, that will be everything
Yeah,
that's affecting our
The
area.
South One, quadrant,
Yeah.
South One.
South one.
Remind me and I'll, get to put up that part that affects Marmet as well as the other.
Right here, if you wanna
No,
put
I
that
meant,
sometime.
No, yeah, I can pull it up online. I've pulled it up before
Sure.
online.
Mhm. Yeah, thanks.
That way everybody can see just ours as well as the other.
Okay. Next, we'll go into Good and Welfare. Public has notice they can send theirs in while we have council, Good and Welfare. Do we have any council, Good and Welfare?
I have a few things we need to discuss. So we, apparently are going to have a quorum as well as our, try to get our election commissioners to, for testing of the voting equipment. I'm gonna ask for tentative date for this first one of, Thursday, which would give us 2 days, for the agenda we put up, which would be, May 20th. And I have it up in the morning.
What time?
5:30.
5:30, yeah.
That's pending if they're able to do it that day. If not, we'll have to,
I've asked Counselor to look into that, to give Beer's office a second call to see if make sure we're all on the same page with that, because we're not aware of that have to been done before
Right.
on that.
yeah, I was totally bumfuzzled when everything went down today.
It may, best I can tell, they're 3-48-26 code, I will test back tabulated, which I need the county commission to test it, just by analogy. Thing. Votes for the ballot. I think we can move it, please. But under this, for the county commission, hours. Want to do it Wednesday, we're already.
I'll wait to your direction, and if I need to call a special meeting or whatever your recommendations, we can do it at that point.
So you wanna
That's
wait to call it?
Well, there's a lot of unknowns. I mean, you want to go ahead and set a time.
I mean, we don't have to. I mean, we can just find out. Yeah, I can get it.
To do it instead of reconvening, call it again. I see you could call it. Or now,
It'd be a special since it's 2 days.
Right, it would be an emergency meeting now.
you know, do it just on one day.
Which we'd still have to post it if we know, if it's known at this point.
Yeah.
No, if I post in the morning, that's Tuesday. Oh, you meant if we did on Wednesday. I was thinking if I moved it to Thursday, I'd.
Yeah, Thursday's what we had down.
No, that's what I was saying for the new one, and originally it was Wednesday.
So you're just recommending we just go ahead and keep it Wednesday and just call an emergency?
That's what I would, otherwise. Well, the mayor called it, I think that call.
Right.
No.
That might be better. Yeah, not call, let's just talk to her and see, because right now, if you do it on Friday, we have Tuesday, Thursday.
You wouldn't have to do.
Yeah, well, for a special, we only need 2 days.
And-
so.
What about the part of being out of town? Did that make the one I gave you?
All that says, the mayor, that the regular scheduled meeting, council shall meet in regular public session, council, city hall, 7:30 p.m. on the third Monday of each month. No restriction, special call meeting.
Okay.
I'm sure
I don't know about you, but we'll have to have something fixed for all those, we can just wait and have him call a special.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
only related to your
Mhm.
regular meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Then
What
I
else
can
you
wait
got?
on
Is
Doc.
anything else on that part?
No, as long as, I can
Wait
just
on-
get times and dates
wait on
and
all
we
that.
can, you can just call it, I'm cool.
Okay. Any other council, good and welfare?
Yeah, the carnival that's coming up on the
Oh, yeah.
26th,
Mhm.
do we have like any advertisements for it, or, was we doing some kind of like ad?
Yeah, the Bill, help me, Scott Posey? Posey, that, what we mentioned last time, we approved, have not heard anything back from him as far as, he was supposed to get with us last week. He hasn't, but that was supposed to do an advertising, he was supposed to find sponsors, sponsors pay for the ad, and
Okay, that's not
that-
been done.
no, that's not complete.
Yeah, is any vendors or any nonprofits or anything gonna be all set up for this, or just, how, I didn't know if
We
it was
don't
like-
have anything, there's nothing against it, if you wanna just continue it the same as Labor Day.
No, it'd have to be a nonprofit, but we.
Well, nonprofit, we never did
We never
charge.
got a definite, did you ever get a definite that nonprofits could?
Yeah, it's in his contract. that
Okay.
Well, you gotta
And
remember.
what's the
nonprofits
hour?
can-
Okay.
Oh, I was
Go
gonna
ahead, Rod.
also too ask what the, hours was on the carnival. I didn't know, like, during the week, is it gonna be all day or just in the
It starts at
evenings, or?
4.
I'd refer you completely back to the contract. Is there
Oh,
one in
okay.
here?
I don't think we have
That's
a-
Myers.
Um,
We'll have it posted, we'll post it out there.
Okay,
But there are set set
It's like
hours.
4,
Yeah, there's
and then
a-
it's all day on the Saturday.
yeah, I knew, I kinda figured the weekend, but I didn't know how that was working.
And they usually divide it into two sections, morning section and then evening section.
Okay,
So an all-day stamp is really considered just for that particular part. It's not like two sections of the Saturday.
okay,
That's, we
And I
ran it
believe
before.
too, if I'm writing that contract, they were basing the amount of ground they had on how many rides they would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know it's a little different from Labor Day. You knew what was coming with Labor Day.
Yeah.
But this is based on footage,
okay.
so I don't know what all they'll be.
And-
Yeah, I
and-
remember it said up to 19.
Yeah.
Up to 19 or something like that.
Yeah, and now the restrictions have lessened, so they
Yeah.
may have more
Yeah.
leeway on things.
Right,
But they would definitely have to
Yeah,
go by
yeah.
the state health, guidelines.
okay.
Anything else, good and welfare? Do we have any public comment?
I need to go
Yeah.
there.
Please, that's the way people can see. Just remind everybody, good and welfare for, public is 3 minutes, and it's, not a question and answer. It's, you're welcome to make a comment for 3 minutes if you'd like. Go ahead.
At before in the fall, your administration, could you please provide a report?
There's no involvement with the town. I told you that in the request already.
I hadn't got through, I hadn't.
Yeah.
I hadn't got any, yet.
Yeah.
I just,
The town has no involvement in any of, in expenses or anything like that. Again, this is not question and answer. You can make comment if you'd like.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any public comment? None being heard, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a
I
motion.
Council McGee, second Council Thompson. All in favor, aye.
Ah.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for attending.
An hour? That's gotta be a record.
Yeah, it has to be.
For a regular meeting,
Last
that's gotta
one,
be a
might as
record.
well make it a good.
And there wasn't no comments online, I checked.
That's why I was getting a little time on that.